Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aubrey and all I do is fucking read. So today though, we have a special guest. I don't know if you guys have seen Cleopatra yet. This is Cleopatra. She's my cat. But for today's video, we are talking about my August TBR / kind of end of summer TBR, because it is obviously getting into August, and as soon as September hits, it is fall for me. So we're talking about this, and this is my August. No, this isn't, because I can never read this many books in a month, but this is like my August hope. I have cat hair everywhere. This is like my August hopefuls plus end of summer getting into fall, what I want to read in the near future. Now a couple of these you guys have probably already seen. A couple of them are new. I tried not to do like a lot of the ones that I'm like, oh, I want to read this like before the end of the year, because there's a lot of those. But some of these I'm trying to hit in August, some of these I just want to get to in like toward the end of the warmer months before it gets into spooky season. So kicking off this video with Nightshade by Autumn Woods. Now this for me though is probably going to fall closer to the end of the summer months, because this gives hardcore fucking fall vibes. It's literally called, I'm pretty sure it's called Sorrow Song University. I feel like this you're supposed to read in the fall, but you never know, because like I said, I've been reading literally everything that should be read in the fall right now. I know nothing about this. I know this is a duet, and I know I'm pretty sure the MMC's dad killed the FMC's family or something along those lines. But I don't know. It sounds really good, and the fan art that I've seen is really fucking cute. So I will be reading this eventually. Now getting into 3 that I actually want to pick up at least one of these before fucking summer is over, like really fucking bad. The first one is Passion Project by London Sperry. I definitely fucking talked about this book probably a gajillion times, but I don't know, I need to read at least one summer romance in the summertime, and I have not done that. And I want it to be Passion Project by London Sperry, Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood, or Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I know nothing about any of these books. I know this is set in Wyoming, I think. This is set in New York. Has something to do with the Passion Project, obviously. And this is along with some of the same characters that are not in love, and I'm I am positive it is a age gap romance, which I love. That's literally the extent of my knowledge on these books. I need to read a summer romance, at least one, in the summertime, and I haven't done it yet, and I have so fucking many summer romance books. As you guys know, I have not been in the mood to pick up a romance book. I have picked up dark romance, except the last dark romance book I picked up was god fucking awful, and that's it. I think I've only picked up dark romance this summer. I mean, I'm not upset about it, but I am upset about it because it's like I have all of these fucking romance, like summertime romance, rom-com things that need to be read, and I haven't fucking done it. But at the same time, can I be mad? Because at least I'm getting through my TBR, right? Right? Like, something's being done with the TBR. So really I shouldn't complain, but whatever. Getting into more of the speed of reading that I've been in, or the mood of reading that I don't know, shut the fuck up, move on. Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bezterrica. I think I have butchered that name more than once, and I sincerely apologize. But I read The Unworthy by this author, and it was different. It was weird, but I liked it. It was like set in like post end of the world, no cell phones, like no electricity, no nothing, and it was like cult vibes. I felt like I thought our main characters were in a cult, or our main character, I thought she was in a fucking cult. It felt like a cult, but then also is the end of the world. So maybe that was just how everyone was living. But like to me, I was like, damn, she's in a cult. But, and then yeah, Tender is the Flesh. I think this one's gonna be fucking weird. Because I'm pretty sure this is set in like a, like the meat has gone bad and they've turned to cannibalism. A dystopian world in which humans are being processed for food and society is divided into predators and prey. Yep. So, cannibalism. Whoop. Except he makes friends with, I think it says, a live specimen of the finest quality. So the guy in the slaughterhouse gets gifted a live specimen of the finest quality, and he's like, you know what? I like this one. Let's be friends. And yeah. And then it goes from there. I think this is gonna be weird as fuck. And I'm kind of excited for it. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This, for some reason, in my head is giving me Ninth House vibes. But it's probably more likely Ninth House gives somewhat the Secret History vibes because I've never read it. This, to me, gives Ninth House vibes because I've heard that this is like rich kids kind of just doing whatever the fuck they want because they're rich. And I'm pretty sure someone dies. And it's dark academia. So, I don't know. But I'm quite excited. I picked this up into a really serious dark academia mood. And I was like, you know what I keep hearing is dark academia? The Secret History. So, I thrifted this. And I never read anything about it. I don't know what it's actually about. I know it's long as fuck. And the pages are Bible thin. Yeah, it's 560 pages. But, yeah, I don't know. Because I just read the little blurb on the back. It's very short and it doesn't make any sense. So maybe I'll fucking hate this. Maybe I won't understand this at all. But it says, under the influence of a charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at a New England college discover a way of thought and life, a world away from their banal contemporaries, but their search for the transcendent leads them down a dangerous path beyond human constructs of morality. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm excited, you know? Dark academia. A modern classic. Someone in here is named Bunny. And for some reason that speaks to me. So I guess we'll see. I would love to read this in August. I really would. Or at least just maybe I need to read this in the fall. But I would love to read it soon. Because I did get it and I am trying to read more books in genres and by different authors. And just different books that I usually would be like, I've heard this about that. I don't want to read it. You know what I mean? So, The Secret History by Donna Tartt. And then one that's kind of iffy. A Little Life. I don't even know what to say about this. I know this is gonna be fucking sad. I know this is going to be really, really fucking sad. And this is another one with Bible thin pages that is long as fuck, except this one is 800 pages long. Yeah, again, I will read the back to you because I haven't even read the back myself. But I probably should because I probably need to like some type of mentally prepare for this read because I really want to read it. I wanted to read it after the book that I'm reading right now, but I'm kind of nervous that I need to like give it a second. I mean, maybe read something cute, but I'm like, I also heard someone was like, oh, you should read this book in the summertime so you can go outside and like ground yourself and touch grass and not be like in the middle of like, I don't know, I guess winter and like depression on depression. So, A Little Life. A Little Life follows four college classmates, broke adrift and buoyant only by their friendship and ambition, as they move to New York in search of fame and fortune, while their relationships, which are tinged by addiction, success, and pride, deepen over the decades. The men are held together by their devotion to the brilliant, enigmatic Jude, a man scarred by an unspeakable childhood trauma, a hymn to brotherly bonds, and a masterful depiction of love in the 21st century. Stunning novel is about the families we are born into and those that we make for ourselves. See, that makes it not sound sad. That made it like, oh, this is gonna be a cute little book about friendship, because then it literally says, utterly gripping, wonderfully romantic, and sometimes harrowing. A Little Life kept me reading late into the night after night. Okay, so it says sometimes harrowing, but like that blurb and that little thing, just like this, it's like, oh, this is just a book about friendship. And I know it's not. I know it's not. I know I'm gonna get to a certain part and I'm going to be distraught. But I'm gonna read it anyway because we talked about romance, we talked about fiction, getting into one of my other favorite genres as of always, romantasy. And this is something I really want to read. This is What Fury Brings by Trish Levenseller. This is an advanced reader's copy. This is an ARC. I was lucky enough to win a Goodreads giveaway and I got this bad boy and I was so fucking happy. I'm so happy. And so I feel I need to read it in August. I actually might read it. I was gonna say I might read it next, even though I just told you I want to read A Little Life next. I'm a mood reader, y'all. I would love to read this soon now. This is Trish Levenseller's debut adult romantasy. Yep. Shocker. Gonna shock you here. I know nothing about this. Crazy. And I'm actually not gonna read the back because I like to go in blind. And this is something that I really want to go in blind to because I just want to go in and feel the vibes, you know? I don't want to know anything. I want to go in and vibe, and I'm going to love it. I already know I am. Like, just look at it. Look. I'm gonna love it. I can read this. Trish Levenseller makes her adult debut with a sexy, empowering romantasy featuring a warrior general who must kidnap and train a husband in order to take her rightful place as queen. She's training a husband? I kind of love this. I'm excited now. And she's a warrior general? Okay. Go off, queen. I'm ready. I'm wondering though, is this going to be, I wonder if this is going to be like a trilogy or a duet, because she writes a lot of duets, at least when she writes her young adult fantasies. I love me a good duet, y'all. I really do. But the next book is The Alice Six. Now this kind of goes along with my Dark Academia vibes. This is Dark Academia, but I also think this kind of gives a secret history. I've heard this is also rich kids doing whatever the fuck they want, but in a magic school. And I'm like, okay. I have heard really mixed reviews on this though. Some people love this, some people absolutely fucking hate it, and some people just like never finish it. So I'm hoping that if I pick it up, I read the whole thing all the way through because I want to. I'm just scared this isn't gonna make sense to my brain. Because I feel like that's a lot of what I've heard, is that people like have read it and they're like, yeah, it just was really fucking confusing and it didn't make sense. And then other people are like, oh, I got it completely. And I'm like, okay, so what gets lost in translation? You know what I mean? Because I will definitely be that motherfucker that's like, what? Like, if I had to fall into a category, I wouldn't be the category that's like, oh, I understood that. I would definitely be the category that's like, okay, that makes no fucking sense. What the hell's going on? But then also, if this is anything like Ninth House, I just have to get through a certain amount to get to the nitty-gritty good stuff. I'll do it, you know? I'll do it. But yeah, again, this is kind of one that I don't know if I'll end up reading in August or kind of into the fall months, just because, again, this cover gives fall. But also, this has been on my TBR for like 2 years, and I haven't picked it up any fall, so guess we'll see. Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I've definitely talked about this one once or twice before, but I do really want to read this in August or very, very beginning of September when it's still warm, because this, I've heard, is a fantasy, this is a summer fantasy. It's a fantasy book set in the summertime. It gives summertime. The aesthetic is summer. The vibe is summer. So I need to read it in the summertime. So I'm hoping it happens in August, except again, I think I've been saying that I've been wanting to read it to you guys for like the last 3 months and hasn't happened. But that's okay. I just know this is a standalone set in the Cosmere universe, which I've said I don't know really what the Cosmere universe is. I just know that it's Brandon Sanderson and I want to love it and it looks cute. I keep seeing people say that this is one of the most underrated fantasy books. Like, I think I've seen it 3 or 4 times now that it's like, oh, underrated. You know when they do overrated, underrated, overhyped? What? Overhyped, underhyped, appropriately hyped. Jesus Christ, my brain is not on today. But I've seen them do videos like that, and I think I've seen this one 4 or 5 times in the underhyped category, and so I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this summer fantasy book. Getting into sad shit. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. And then also The Women by Kristen Hanna. I want to read one or both of these in August. I kind of just want to read everything Kristen Hanna has ever written ever since I read The Nightingale, because that book like changed my brain chemistry. I'm fucking convinced. I don't know what happened while I was reading that. I don't like historical fiction. I never have. And then I read that and I was like, damn, I could love historical fiction if she wrote it like this. If people started writing historical fiction like Kristen Hanna writes historical fiction, I'd read it all the fucking time. But the first one is The Great Alone. Now, from the blurb that I read, if I can tell you, no, I probably can't tell you, so I'll just read it to you, because I did read the blurbs on these one because I had to know how, like, I wanted to know what great thing, like, what thing in history she was writing about, because The Nightingale was about World War II. I know this is about the Vietnam War, and then this one is about post-Vietnam. This says Alaska 1947. Unpredictable, unforgiving, untamed, for a family in crisis, the ultimate test of survival. Ernst Albright, a former POW, comes home from the Vietnam War a changed and volatile man. When he loses yet another job, he makes an impulsive decision. He will move his family north to Alaska, where they will live off the grid in America's last true frontier. 13-year-old Lenny, a girl coming of age in a tumultuous time caught in the riptide of her parents' passionate, stormy relationship, dares to hope that a new land will lead to a better future for her family. She is desperate for a place to belong. Her mother, Cora, will do anything and go anywhere for the man she loves, even if it means following him into the unknown. At first, Alaska seems to be the answer to their prayers. In a wild, remote corner of the state, they find a fiercely independent community of strong men and even stronger women. The long, sunlit days and the generosity of the locals make up for the Albrights' lack of preparation and dwindling resources. As winter approaches and darkness descends on Alaska, Ernst's fragile mental state deteriorates and the family begins to fracture. Soon the pairs outside pale in comparison to the threats from within. In their small cabin covered in snow, blanketed in 18 hours of night, Lenny and her mother learn the terrible truth. They are on their own. In the wild, there's no one to save them but themselves. But yeah, so I think this is gonna be really fucking sad. But I'm really excited because it's by Kristen Hanna. And I absolutely fucking ate up the Nightingale. But yes. And then The Women by Kristen Hanna. Like I said, I know this one is about the Vietnam War. And this says, women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frances Frankie McGrath hears these words, it is a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched, idyllic world of Southern California and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of the war. Each day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, to angry protesters, and to a country that wants to forget Vietnam. I have a feeling this is also going to be sad, but I don't really know, because The Nightingale was so fucking sad that it's like, can her other books be as sad as The Nightingale? So now out of this list, I think there was like 10 or 12. I want to give you the 5 that like are tippy top of this TBR. That's probably The Great Alone is 1. The Great Alone is 1. Trust of the Emerald Sea is 2, because like I said, I want to read that before summer goes bye-bye. A Little Life, because I also want to read this before summer goes bye-bye so I don't get like ultra depressed when seasonal depression hits and then get more depressed when reading this book. That's 3. I think I'm gonna go with Passion Project. I don't know, just something about this one speaks to me more than all my other summer romance books. I don't even know if this is summer romance. I'm pretty sure it is. But this is gonna be 4, and then What Fury Brings is gonna be number 5, because like I said, I feel like I need to read this because this is an arc, and I feel like I need to read it before it comes out, which I don't even know when it actually comes out because it doesn't say. But yes, so of these 10 to 12 books, these are the 5 that are on the tippy top of my TBR, and that's Passion Project, A Little Life, What Fury Brings, Trust of the Emerald Sea, and The Great Alone. Don't quote me on that though, because if I don't read all 5 of those in August or in the next 2 months, just mind your business, okay? Just keep it to yourself. Don't bring that to me. Don't be like, Aubrey, what about this one? Because bitch, I don't know, okay? I'm gonna quit yapping your ear up now. I'm gonna shut the fuck up, leave you with that. But if you guys have any videos that you want to see me do or that you really like to watch, drop them in the comments. I'll read through them, maybe do a couple, just because I'm always looking for post ideas. Always, especially like if you have any sit down ones that you like to see more. Like I said, I'm not very good at sit down videos, but I gotta keep doing them to get better at them, so we'll see. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.